it is, guys? It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Today we're here to check out a video that you guys have sent to me in the DMs of the Discord. It is, of course, a video called none other than the MrBeast team finally responded. Let's do this.
MrBeast team has finally responded to the allegations, and it is not looking good. So quick recap, the main allegations towards MrBeast are, number one, manipulating and faking the game show videos to favor certain contestants, such as maybe friends and employees, over others, even when it involves lots of prize money. Number two, allegedly conducting illegal lotteries during his t-shirt signing events. Number three, treating the Feastables chocolate bar more like lottery tickets rather than an actual product, and promoting it as healthy at first and then changing the formula while marketing it towards children. Number four, allegedly being aware of Chris Tyson's very shady behavior towards minors. And number five, having a management disaster in his new Beast Games Amazon show, where several people are claiming that they were injured, denied food and medication, and in general treated very poorly. I actually interviewed some of the contestants who reached out to me after my videos, and they wanted to stay anonymous, but let's just say they were not happy. Now, it turns out a member of MrBeast's team named Chucky messaged me on Twitter claiming to debunk the allegations in Dogpack's video, saying that Dawson was just a salty employee. Now, according to his Twitter bio, Chucky is the co-founder of ViewStats and runs the MrBeast Ideas and Thumbnails team, but it seems like Chucky is also his PR team, considering he's messaging anyone who made videos about MrBeast, trying to get them to swap sides here. So let's check out this tweet that Chucky made, so-called debunking the allegations. I quickly want to debunk some of the info in this video since the guy who made it was on my team. It was my decision to fire him for erratic behavior. He worked at the company for less than a month and wasn't an employee on most of the videos he mentions to have knowledge on. There's so much in his video, and I want to specifically address him, saying that our videos are fake or staged because this is not true and is on set for many of these videos. You would think that Chucky is going to address the 5 main allegations that I laid out at the start of this video, right? Turns out, Chucky starts talking about whether or not a guy winked or if a raccoon is a paid actor or something. Like, all the most insignificant garbage that nobody actually cares about. You won't get in a video unless your family or friends are someone that works at MrBeast. This is a wild statement that can easily be proven wrong. There's probably hundreds or thousands of people who have no affiliation to friends or family of MrBeast employees. Think about the 456 people in Squid Game or ages 1 to 100. Jimmy doesn't know more than like a dozen people, lol. Okay. First off, Jimmy obviously knows more than a dozen people. He has like 50 YouTubers friends already, all right? So nice job, Chucky. Already made a mistake. Second, I don't think anybody cares if some of the people in MrBeast videos are random, okay? In fact, it's actually worse that some people are random and some people are employees or friends of MrBeast, because there is video evidence that the MrBeast team favors certain contestants and manipulates the game shows. For example, in the 100 Boys vs. Girls video, MrBeast pays the one guy from the guys team that can solve the Rubik's Cube to actually leave, meaning the girls team would have a way higher chance of winning. So that is literal manipulation of the results. Not to mention some of the contestants work for him, and obviously that will shift the odds in any team-based game if one of MrBeast's employees just randomly leaves, right? Like Mac in that one video. The train track was CGI, the bus wheels are CGI, the pit is fake. He acts like exposing us for using CGI to make backgrounds look cool when we have done multiple public behind-the-scenes videos with So Crispy showing this. It's clearly not a secret. On top of that, we did drive buses in that pit, and same with the train that you claim we didn't. Listen, Chucky, all right? You are dodging all the main accusations of Dogpack's video. You're just addressing the dumb little stuff that nobody cares about. Nobody cares if MrBeast uses CGI in some of his videos, okay? Some of the points in Dawson's video were to build a bigger picture for the more serious accusations. It's the first video on his channel. It's not going to be perfect, all right? You did not address the main allegations like the illegal lotteries, dude. The raccoon was a paid actor. I don't even know what to say about this. Clearly not an actor, lol. Somebody put up the facepalm. Do you know what a joke is, Chucky? This is okay. This is pathetic. I don't even know what the hell I'm reading.
Serious.
I can see why you're not actually on the PR team, all right? You should have stuck to your job, buddy. Island costs more than $1. Not true. We did pay $1 for this island. You can Google MrBeast purchases Outer Banks Island for $1, which stated this before the video was released. He moved into a mansion 2 months before being in a video, $1 million mansion. He talks about how 2 months before we filmed the first Mac video that he moved into a mansion. Mac was staying at a friend's house, and I'm not sure how that proves anything or why it's relevant. The reason it's relevant is that it completely destroys the narrative that Mac is like a struggling person whose life is going to change once he wins this life-changing MrBeast money, when behind the scenes, Mac was always chilling because he got bajillionaire MrBeast as his buddy who would pretty much do anything for him, right? Not to mention, MrBeast favors Mac over many of the contestants. It's pretty obvious. One of the challenges, Mac literally just got out first on purpose and was awarded a car. Yeah, a car for getting last place, it seems, because obviously beforehand something must have been scheming. Maybe MrBeast told him, oh, get out first, I'll give you a car. That is likely what happened, because how else is he gonna know, right? This wink was added in post. Bruh, he really did a wink. This is a flat out lie again. Bruh, put the bruh sound effect. Bruh. Imagine having allegations of conducting illegal lotteries, promoting gambling to kids, and all these other horrid things, right? And then you got Chucky on your team who responds with, but did this person really wink? Did they actually close their eyes halfway, or was it real or fake? Dude, way to deflect absolutely everything. Congrats, you made it 10 times worse for MrBeast here. The revenge storyline was added in post. He implies that 42 and 58 were scripted and not real. The contestants themselves have talked about this on streams they did after the video. They legit did not like each other. He also claimed 58 was on the far opposite side and didn't hear him. Just because he was on the other side of the room, you don't think 58 heard him yell? How on earth would he know? Okay, so you're not denying it, and you're not even saying that, oh, they definitively knew. You're basically saying, how would he know? It's called an educated guess. It's called, providing proof and evidence and trying to back it up like that. Unlike what you've done here, you've just been like, trust me, bro. You have provided zero evidence. Sorry for getting heated, man. This is just annoying. You have provided zero evidence for what you've said. Dogpack at least cites portions from the videos he talks about and provides some sort of evidence for his allegations. Meanwhile, you're like, trust me, bro, I worked for MrBeast. It just didn't happen. How on earth can we trust you when MrBeast is paying your salary and you got zero proof for anything? Like, I don't know, bro, a screenshot, a voice recording, like anything, maybe get the people on. I mean, you're part of the MrBeast team. You can make a 1 hour long video. In fact, you guys specialize in making videos, yet you can't make a video responding to this. You don't even have to do it on the main channel, on like a separate channel. He has like 50 channels. Come on one of them, post a response. The only reason you wouldn't is if you're admitting guilt here, all right? And you're responding to a 1 hour long video in a single tweet. That is just not acceptable, and you have to address the major points. Otherwise, people are not going to buy it. Not only were the results of this video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers. He claims our 100 boys versus 100 girls video is scripted, and the proof is a random text saying it is. That's it. It was not scripted. Jimmy probably had countless people on set for that video, and it would have been impossible to hide. The video was not scripted. I was on set for this, and there was no bias for who won. Okay, Chucky, we need to talk. There is no bias for who won? Now you're just lying, and I wasn't even there, and I can tell, because we can see in MrBeast's final edited video that there was bias with the Rubik's Cube thing that I just pointed out. MrBeast even says in the video something along the lines of, I paid the guy who can solve, the Rubik's Cube to leave. That is literally bias. He is favoring the girls team in that clip. Do you have any idea what you're talking about, Chucky? Can you stop glazing him for 1 second and open your eyes, Mr. Chuck? He also implies that the video is fake because we have some employees on each team. The employees in the video were there to fill in for people who tested positive for thing last minute right before filming. Thea, Jimmy's girlfriend, mentioned this on a podcast over a year ago. If it wasn't for sickness, they would have not been in it. They had the same money on the line as everyone else. Some random text of someone thinking it was rigged doesn't mean it's rigged, lol. Okay, so you admit there were employees in the team. It doesn't really matter if you put them there because somebody was sick. It still greatly affects the video by having MrBeast controlled puppets installed into the teams who can rig the competition in their own way, right? Because they work for MrBeast, all right? And in these kind of game shows, it kind of needs to be fair for everybody because there's actually like laws regarding this. So there's clearly some element of rigging the competition because a lot of the employees seem to just randomly leave without actually putting in their full effort, right? And now each team will have unequal active members, which obviously tips the scale of balance, right? He also suggested the real-time video is fake. This is not fake. It was a nightmare to make this video, and it was legit filmed in 10 minutes. Amazing defense. It's not fake, guys. Source? Trust me, bro. Trust me. I was actually there. I actually work for MrBeast. You don't have a source. You have zero evidence. Not even a 5-year-old who believes in Santa is buying that video was real, all right? Also, I think some of the MrBeast giveaways are fake. We do not fake giveaways. I've been hands-on with some of them and have personally been the person to connect winners with our accounting department to get paid. You also suggested we didn't spend $1 million on Samsung phones, and I can assure you we did. Another lie from you. Okay, so just because you didn't fake some of the giveaways doesn't mean that all of them were legit. Why are there so many people complaining on places like Reddit that they didn't get the stuff they were promised? In fact, listen, I get the fact that some people are sore losers or just salty and, you know, they might be making up stuff to take MrBeast down or something like that. But the amount of people coming out with these accusations is a bit ridiculous. And a lot of the other accusations are backed up by evidence. So I don't know, we're all just supposed to trust you for some reason. I could keep going, but I don't want this to be long. You should have kept going, please. Dawson himself said on Reddit that he was on shrooms and weed when filming this video, which might explain some of the made up stuff. Dawson was only employed from March 25, 2024, and was let go on April 19, 2024. He was on a 90-day trial, and we ended it early and paid him out on June 25. As we guaranteed the 90 days of pay so he could transition into a new job. I'd appreciate it if everyone reading this could help dispel all this fake rumors by spreading this info. Don't worry, Chucky, I'm spreading this info. I read out your entire statement, start to finish. You should be thanking me, Chucky. Jimmy spends unfathomable amounts of money and time to ensure the integrity of what he does, and I hate to see it come into question with a bunch of lies. Dawson, if you leave this up, then you're a hypocrite. No, actually, Chucky, you're just a paid shill for MrBeast, and when I asked you in DMs for clarification regarding these allegations, what did you do? That's right, you didn't even respond. It's been over 2 days. I'm waiting for a response. I gave you a chance to respond, and clearly you had nothing to say about stuff like the illegal lottery because a lot of the stuff is indefensible and has a ton of proof. Now, Dawson actually responds to this tweet with his own debunking of the debunking, so we'll get to that soon, but first, we gotta check out the replies. Fake signatures, fake lotteries, rigging competitions, employee who keeps winning, promoting gambling to kids, changing ingredients in Feastables to make them very unhealthy, and rigging the chocolate factory competition. Being exposed for the hide-and-seek competition and more all had evidence. You responded to the most mindless criticisms and jokes, lol. Couple problems with the statement. First, a lot of your evidence is just, it didn't happen, lol. Trust me, bro. Basically just a he said, she said type of situation. You're all part of the biggest YouTube channel out there. You have a responsibility to be ethical. Exactly. And the reason a lot of people are caring about this is because MrBeast is an influence on 300 million people, all right? He influences an entire generation, all right? And we gotta make sure the top guy is clean, okay? Biggest issue is that MrBeast has concocted a business that gets 10-year-old kids addicted to gambling by associating it with dopamine hits coming not only from gambling, but also from chocolate. Okay, so Dogpack or Dawson has responded here, debunking your debunking. Good character assassination attempt. You guys leave out my unpaid trial period and also my time working for Idea Guys, a company for which MrBeast is a client. The founder of Idea Guys also had to get permission from MrBeast to hire me, so weird you guys wouldn't tell him I was erratic. Also, weed and shrooms was an obvious joke. Nah. Chucky is allergic to sarcasm. He only speaks one language, and that's the ancient dialect of MrBeast glazing 24/7. Jimmy doesn't know more than like a dozen people. You expect people to believe this? How many people do his employees know? Who was the contestant in Train vs. Pit? How about Lambo vs. Shredder? How did Ava's cousin Justin get into the Chocolate Factory video? Or Della Vlogs? CGI is clearly not a secret. Okay, cool. So when Jimmy was accused of using too much CGI in Train vs. Pit, why did he deny it on Twitter? The raccoon was a paid actor. Bro, you expect people to believe Chris and Chandler were just petting a actual wild raccoon? From your own source in the island, the transfer tax was $1. The company also paid $27 in tax and fees, and you leased it back to the owner, so that's $28. I feel like this is a minor point, but considering Chucky bought it up, I understand why he's refuting this. The wink was added in post. It was. Compare that wink to the contestant's other wink winks in the other scenes or none of his TikToks. His mouth always partially opens, but that doesn't happen here because in the original footage, it was a blink altered to match the false revenge narrative.
What?
I hate how Dawson has to respond to these absolutely tiny, inconsequential things that Chucky brought up. It's just annoying. Like, we should be focusing on all the major accusations here. Interesting how you didn't mention altering the timers or contestant dialogue in post. I think it's because these are pretty undeniable, honestly. Not only were the results of this video completely scripted, but the contestants are not random subscribers. You acknowledge that the contestants were not random subscribers, but refuse to acknowledge the clear rigging, which can be seen multiple times on camera. Please watch Upper Echelon's video analyzing case law regarding this rigging. Also, I've now heard from people on the boys team that they were fed much later than the girls, and the production was clearly favoring the girls. This is a typo. Upper Echelon's video also goes into the alleged illegal lotteries, which he describes as seemingly completely indefensible. You conveniently forgot to address those as well. Now hide my reply, cause you're guilty. Okay, great
Define
response by Dawson here.
indefensible.
Pretty much completely shut down Chucky. And honestly, the alleged illegal lotteries is really scary for MrBeast because I noticed they seem to be taking down any evidence of those live streams online. It was apparently uploaded on Facebook and has since been taken down as well, which is very suspicious. You know, not making any accusations, but very interesting timing by the Beast team, you know, trying to sweep it under the rug, it seems. Now, we got to talk about the Beast game situation again, because turns out something fishy might be going on. Here's a tweet by Rosanna Pansino, popular YouTuber and one of the contestants in MrBeast's hide-and-seek game. The first MrBeast Beast Games video is being suppressed in every country outside the US on TikTok. Rosanna put out this video saying, "I'm being silenced, #Beast Games."
The first video I made about MrBeast and his Beast games is being suppressed and restricted on TikTok as of today. I was simply telling one of the contestants' stories who talks about what appears to have been a very dangerous and mismanaged set. The video I posted is now only viewable in the US. It is blocked in every
What are you
other
talking about,
country. As of
lady?
right now,
You were on the
someone
set
is
too.
trying to silence me.
So what are you
I'll
talking
let
about?
you
It was
guys
a
try and
dangerous
guess
set.
Who would do something like
You
that?
were on the
And
set.
MrBeast continues to run the
Why
show
not?
like he has so
Like,
far. I truly
one of
believe
these
something
females gotta
tragic
practice
could
what they
happen.
preach,
Okay,
bro.
that is extremely
How you
weird
gonna
to say
complain
the
about how
least.
dangerous
Why
and
is that
horrible it was,
video
and
being
she was
blocked
on
in
the
countries
contest- she was on
outside
the
the
contestants.
US? I don't know. Just sounds pretty sus, all right? Now,
Don't bite the
Rosanna
hand that
also
feeds
posted a
you.
video where she claims that someone told her that MrBeast requested Beast Games be non-union.
As I mentioned before, I'm in touch with crew members and people working on Beast Games. I've also been in contact with the people who are the IATSE union, both in Las Vegas, where the first week of shooting happened, as well in Canada, where the next round will be shooting. They are the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, and they represent the people behind the scenes who make TV shows and movies. They have over 168,000 members, and pretty much every large set I've ever been on, it's IATSE crews. A higher up in the industry who I trust more than anything, they said that Jimmy and his team specifically requested that Beast Games be non-union, mainly so Jimmy wouldn't have to pay the crew benefits, but also these unions require very strict safety guidelines. Dear members,
So how about you answer me one question? Is it non-union? Because from her wordage, it sounds like Beast Games is union, but she's trying to say, oh, well, they asked if it could be not union, while still it being union and paying all the benefits of it being union. But we heard someone say Jimmy asked if it could not be union. Come on, bruh.
of IATSE, MrBeast has been deemed an unfair production. As per Section 12 of the Constitution and bylaws, no member of IATSE is permitted to work on this production. No member of local shall work on any job that is declared unfair. He wants to hire union workers, he wants the quality, but he doesn't want to pay for them. In my opinion, and from the stories that I've heard, Jimmy pays very little and did not want to cover people's benefits. Amazon gave Jimmy $100 million to make this game show. That is plenty of money to make a safe show. And I want to know, where's the money going?
Okay, that is a serious accusation because MrBeast always parades around as a very generous person, oftentimes just giving money randomly. So if it came out that he's trying to skirt past like safety rules and pay people less, it would be a massive scandal. But of course, as of now, I can't confirm any of this, but yeah, it's interesting for sure. I think all MrBeast fans need to know about the situation for their own safety if they want to compete in one of these events, and in general, just having complete knowledge about the creators that they're watching, right? So if any news or drama creators who speak different languages are watching, please inform your audiences too about the situation. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the MrBeast PR response and everything else. And stay tuned, there's a lot more to come. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. New MrBeast allegations have just dropped and it's not looking good for Jimmy. So last time we talked about Dogpack404's viral video where a former MrBeast employee exposes Jimmy for allegedly conducting illegal lotteries towards children, promoting gambling, faking his videos, forging signatures, manipulating who wins the prizes and monies in his game shows, and mostly giving it to his friends and employees rather than random viewers, and much more. Now, I mentioned in my last video that MrBeast was actually caught in the same Discord server where Chris Tyson was openly sharing prawn to minors. And now we have allegedly confirmation that it was indeed the real Jimmy, and it is seemingly provable by searching the archives and seeing that his account is linked to the MrBeast gaming channel, which is not possible unless you own the channel and can log in. Meaning essentially, MrBeast lied in his response saying that he just became aware of Chris's actions in the past few days, when in reality, he knew all along. As we know, he had the lollipop art hanging from his living room wall, and he was in the same server as Chris sending messages, and he was best friends with Chris for over a decade and defended him until the recent drama. Now, it actually gets worse for MrBeast and Chris because 500,000 messages have been released to the public from that Discord server. Keep in mind, this is after Chris and his squad wiped out every message that they thought was incriminating, but there's still so many left. Moreover, Lava, one of the victims who was groomed by Chris, now recognizes that it was inappropriate and wrong what was happening in the server. So let's go over these messages and explore this insane rabbit hole. Here we have a tweet by DramaAlert, a thread of all the weird things Chris Tyson allegedly said in the Discord with minors. She's only 14. Damn. Okay, so these messages are from 2018. Somebody posts an attachment. Chris replies saying she's only 14. Damn. And this is allegedly BB, which I'm not going to say her name. Otherwise, my last video got age restricted and demonetized, completely suppressed when I said her name. So what did you think she was? 16 and legal in some states. Oof, of course. If she's 14, I'm 14. Chris allegedly sharing links to the famed lollipop artist Shadman, and Chris has linked the website. Chris the meme god, also referred to as Lollipop God, is back. Designated Lollipop, yes, it's me. Yay, you're back. Ooh woo. What am I, a parent? Chris Tyson's alleged response to a request to delete an NSFW channel because there were minors in the Discord. I don't have any issue with the channel. What I have an issue with are minors that have access to said channel. Chris says, is there even a way to do that? Not really, no. So what do we do, lol? Remove it? No, people like it. Even if there's a way, anyone can lie about their age. Yeah, true. And I mean, to be fair, the internet is full of prawn. Discord says if you can't regulate it, don't have one. It's the responsibility of the server owner to prevent minors from viewing prawn materials. Chris responds saying, what am I, a parent? Lol. I say we get rid of this because the fan base of MrBeast and Chris are mostly under 18. And Chris obviously completely ignored this and continued going with his absolute degenerate tendencies with minors. Chris says there's nothing more free than peeing in the shower facts, waterproof phone gang, and added an attachment of presumably his image. We only worship Jeebus around here. Challenge accepted. The god. Oh yeah, Daddy Chris. That's a lot of moisturizer. Why are you in the shower? I don't know if this was a picture of Chris or something with minimal clothing, but this is bad. This is bad. Allegedly Chris Tyson role-playing. No, it is not. Buzzles your necky wecky. Fight me. Love you guys. Nuzzles PP. Nah. Unzips PP. Okay, Chris, you need to be locked up ASAP. Now, it gets really bad when you realize that MrBeast was also in the server sending messages. MrBeast and Chris Tyson Discord leaks. MrBeast allegedly complimenting Chris Tyson's PP size in Chris's Discord server with minors. No, he's not. His PP isn't big enough. I know. MrBeast, this is the actual MrBeast. No, I know his PP size and it's huge. Beast, are you gay the moment you... Okay. I'll deep throat Chris PP. Haha, MrBeast joins in to comment on my PP size. I love it. And that's Chris. Vindication, Jake Franklin, Jake the Viking, also tweeted out saying Jimmy knew. And then he says, I called it because these texts have been revealed. And it has been confirmed that it is actually MrBeast. It has been linked to his official account, as I mentioned. Oh, Lord, it's going to be a long night. Okay, so I gotta mention a couple additional things that are happening on the side. Chris Tyson is being accused of SA by someone. I was SA by Ava Chris Tyson. Skina has come out with their story here. I'm not gonna go into it. You can go ahead and read it if you want. A lot of stuff going on here. I pretty much gotta censor all of this or YouTube's gonna nuke me again, which I don't want. He's done. This is the nail in the coffin accusation. Is anyone else not surprised? Now, it turns out because the situation got so huge, Chris Tyson's own sister has come out saying that Chris is faking being trans as a fetish. I'm his sibling. He, and yes, I use the correct pronoun, told me that he got fully aroused when he secretly stole my female clothes and put them on. He's deluded and disturbed, and it's 100% a fetish. He's narcissistic, and professionals have told him he needs a full psych eval. This would be absolutely groundbreaking if he was mocking the LGBT community by, you know, pretending to be trans or something like that. But I can't confirm any of this. These are allegations from other people, right? So I'm just reporting on it. And before anyone says anything, yes, it is confirmed that is Chris's sister. Former MrBeast employee Jake the Viking says, after seeing all of this, I'm glad that they fired me. I think nobody wants to be involved with MrBeast anymore, and he's gonna have a really hard time hiring people anymore. Now we gotta move on to the MrBeast Games situation. Basically, MrBeast is doing an Amazon show called Beast Games, and it's essentially one of his videos, but on a very wide scale, right? And tons of people are coming out with so many allegations that the environment was incredibly unsafe, with allegedly people being denied medication, being beaten by other contestants, given very little food, some allegations that girls were tackled and assaulted by guys on the show with zero repercussions. MrBeast is a monster. MrBeast's alleged contestant speaks out, claims unfair teams and contestants being defressed after. MrBeast just wants to psychologically disturb people.
They eliminated 400 people the first day. Those 400 people, the majority of them were forced by the other team members to be on the specific team they were. Some were just about like physically like assaulted to be put onto one team, which ended up making it like the weakest team, since it was a lot of like elderly people, petite women, and people that just, I mean, they weren't willing to take on 6 guys that were surrounding them trying to take their vest so that they can actually be on that. Of the 400 people that left, the majority of them, I'd say at least half, are all extremely depressed. Like, MrBeast is a monster, and the games that he does are really cruel and sick. I mean, there are a lot of updates that I'm gonna give. I made a video last night when I was prepared and planning on last night. It was supposed to be $1,000. That's like nothing. 4 months. It was going to take 4 months to get to me. As MrBeast and his staff knew that I was homeless and had nothing when I went on the show. And I had to buy stuff for wardrobe to be on the show. Many people, sometimes they hadn't gotten their medication for like 2 days. Some of it was like epileptic medication, like really vital, necessary medication.
Okay, so some people are saying that she might be exaggerating, you know, blowing it out of proportion, or she's just salty that she lost the game and she didn't win any money and she's a sore loser. Now, that could be the case, but considering she said she wants to game end herself, that would seem sort of serious. Also, you'd think that MrBeast would help out one of the sort of homeless contestants, seems like in line with his values, but apparently not. Now, the only reason I showed this person is because there's also tons of other people coming out saying the same thing, including reporters who went to the location and nurses in nearby hospitals where MrBeast filmed, saying that there were people severely injured and the conditions were super inhumane, right? Where people were denied medication and food and proper hygiene. Now, a blast from the past for Rosanna Pansino, the YouTuber with like 15 million subs, who was complaining about MrBeast's hide and seek challenge. She
just
also
don't have any
made
of
two
that stuff.
videos about this. Here
They
is
don't
the
have
first
medication
one.
on
Want
there,
to keep you
bro.
guys updated on what I've
They
been
don't have
hearing
medication
about
and a whole bunch of
Mr.
stuff on there, bro.
Beast
Like,
games.
they're
Since it
shooting
was my
game
video
show, bro. It
yesterday,
takes a
I've
long
pretty much been
time.
talking
Like,
with more people involved
bro.
with the show all day. At this point, I've lost track, but I think it's nearing like 100 people who have reached out to me with their stories. Each person has their own experience and their own opinions, but overall, the stories that I'm hearing just break my heart. I have never heard of anything like this on any set. So today I want to read a statement from another contestant who shares many of the same experiences with the other stories that I'm hearing.
This is the worst you got.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of reading. Feel free to skip this part, but I'll try to interject my commentary and let you know what I actually think. I was a contestant until the end. I also didn't accept their hush money. It was really bad. People were having seizures because they weren't getting medication, even though we were promised we would. It was 100% rigged and presented as though the games would be like Squid Games, basically a type of game show where all the games are at an even playing field. That was not at all the case. The games were about speed and strength. I assume this is similar to the Netflix show Physical 100, where it's like physical challenges, right? So only the young athletic males were at an advantage over the women and elderly people that were casted. To make things worse, men started realizing they could take out the women without being eliminated. Guys started tackling and hitting women. 2 girls were tackled and passed out on the field and dragged off to continue filming. I saw people with broken bones, stitches, and most were women. This is straight out of an absolute horror show, and the fact that multiple people are coming out with this is absolutely insane. I'm really hoping some contestants come out who haven't signed NDAs and let us know if all of this is true or false, because this is an insane scandal. We're given maybe 400 calories a meal and only fed every 12 hours. Food would run out and people would fight, steal, and hoard food. What kind of sick game was this? I thought this was a regular MrBeast video, but they're fighting over food and water.
This is what they're gonna
was
say.
scarce and kept running out as well. I had to sit with
I wasn't given more money than what I got
before I get undergarments and my reusable pads because I'm allergic to regular pads. We're also sleep deprived. Only allowed to sleep 3 to 4 hours. We all slept on the floor on the stadium in a $10 sleeping bag. They offered anyone who lost $1,000 to sign away their rights to join any kind of class action lawsuit of any kind. That is an insane thing to even offer in the first place. Isn't that implying that you've already done something really wrong? I didn't sign, so I did not get the money. After the article came out and things started blowing up, they called everyone back and decided to offer an additional $1,000 per person to make up for the inconveniences. And we'll get to the article as well because that is yet another bombshell. They knew it was bad because they also offered to provide therapy sessions using their own insurance. And it wasn't Amazon Prime that called me, it was the MrBeast crew. So this therapy session would coincide with what that woman was saying about how she wanted to neck herself. I mean, initially, I did think it was a bit far-fetched because it's a game show. But if what they're saying is true and you were beaten and starved, I mean, yeah, you would want to neck yourself and you'd need therapy sessions, right? I mean, this would be an insane story to make up by 10 different people at the same time. I mean, that's kind of crazy to me. So I'm inclined to believe at least some of this stuff happened. Possibly they're exaggerating, but at least a lot of the bad things did happen here. We were set up to fail, and when men started tackling people to get them out, nothing was done about it. They were not even eliminated. The game that had to do with the briefcase, it literally felt like Hunger Games, while MrBeast is standing on his podium, looking down, watching all of us peasants fight for a chance at $5 million. I know it was a game show, and even with the waiver, it's a company's responsibility to have safety protocols in place to try to prevent injuries. That is not what was happening here. The fact that there were nurses at the hospital in Las Vegas are also confirming all the injuries that happened is proof they did not have to sign an NDA. So this is what gives the most credibility to this situation, because even in the article it mentions that, yeah, the nurses are confirming these stories as well because they were getting a sudden influx of injured people, and it was all coming from the MrBeast challenge, dude. And I think the reason this happened is because MrBeast is used to dealing with 100, 200 people at a time, maybe. And he went straight to 5,000 or something, like way more than he can handle. And, you know, he didn't have the staff, he didn't have the sort of team to handle all of this, and this absolutely blew up in his face. Here we got yet another contestant with another story. I was expecting for this competition to be hard, but I did not expect to endure what I did. It was a shit show to say the least. I believe they were in over their heads and did not plan very well. Here are some of the things I experienced. No one was using a microphone to make announcements, so it was very hard to hear what production was saying. A lot of things got missed. I had to hear through the grapevine about certain things like when they had Gatorade, when we could go to medical, and when they had snack bags. This just seems like a really poorly organized event that led to an absolute disaster, you know? They handed out undergarment bags to everyone alphabetically by last name. I did not receive my undergarments until the second day of filming. After the first competition, they hadn't fed us in a while and I was feeling lightheaded. I asked someone if they had anything to eat and they told me to push through and basically suck it up. Oh, you want food, peasant? Nah, not here in the MrBeast. This is a dojo, all right? You don't get food, pal. On the first day, after 12 hours of having contacts in my eyes, I asked someone if I could go to medical to take them out, and they told me no. I witnessed 2 people that had seizures, and it took medical several minutes for them to get there. I'm assuming this happened because they did not have access to medication, but I could be completely wrong. Medics should have been on the field 24/7, ready to go at all times. Why are people having seizures at your event, MrBeast? What the heck? I heard people were being pushed and shoved by males. I received an email yesterday checking how they're going to check footage and because they take violence seriously. They should have done this during the game and not after the fact. I would say most of the challenges were definitely geared towards strong and fast men. Yeah, I mean, if you got eliminated and then the next day you realized they cheated, that would be completely messed up and probably illegal. Like, because despite the fact that this is like a game show or whatever the hell, they have to follow certain rules, or you're just, I don't know, wasting people's time and essentially lying to them and breaking your contract. When all the contestants arrived back to the hotel, we were supposed to have flights booked for us to go home. I woke up the next day and with no flight information. With so many contestants trying to go home, I heard they would not have all the flights booked until a few days later. That is so messed up. I had to book my own flight and use money out of my own pocket because I couldn't wait that long because I had to return to work. They're going to reimburse us, but there's no telling when I will see the money. They gave out feastable chocolates. Oh yes, the 30 grams of sugar. Gotta load everyone up with some diabetes real quick. My group hoarded chocolate because we weren't sure when the next time they would feed us, and we were afraid we would get hungry. I mean, honestly, this stuff sounds straight out of a survival horror movie or something like that, where there's some evil game show lord who is messing with the peasants and shit like that. I don't know how much of this is legit, how much of this is confirmed, but I can't say there have been multiple people reporting the exact same thing with the nurses in the hospital, with the contestants.
The statement I just read doesn't even cover the half of what I'm hearing. I'm also waiting for confirmation that there were only 2 ambulances for well over 2,000 people, the contestants, including the entire crew. And I'm speaking with someone from the crew right now to get confirmation about how many people were on the crew.
Now here's a picture that I probably blurred. It's essentially somebody's leg that is badly bruised, and apparently they have broken bones after attending this Beast Games event or whatever, and they got brutally assaulted. Another contestant says no medications, no undergarments, despite supplying 5 days of only electrolytes were Gatorade handed out, ran out of meals for people, water would run out, was not a safe space. Many of us knew it would be mentally challenging, but the danger we were put in and lack of care was unexpected. No clear communication between staff, making it worse. People were prepared to go into a MrBeast challenge. They obviously know it can be challenging because they've watched the videos, but they weren't there to be literally tortured. You know, from some of these stories, if these are true, this is torture, all right? Denying somebody food, water, medication, and, you know, basic sanitation is absolutely insane. One contestant noted production staff hired locally were treated poorly, with some working shifts in excess of 24 hours in a row. Medications such as inhalers, contact lenses, feminine hygiene products were surrendered, which caused concern among the production's medical staff. Yeah, that is really weird. Why are you confiscating medication? In like, what challenge will their inhaler possibly help them? Oh my god, you need to breathe? I'm sorry, no breathing allowed in a MrBeast challenge. Contestants were asked to give production team several pair of undergarments, which were not returned upon disqualification. That is crazy. Stealing people's underpants is nah. You taking my underwear, we have beef for life. Okay, I'm sorry, that is crazy, bruh. MrBeast representative says this information is inaccurate. What a great elaboration. It's just inaccurate, guys. Is Chris, even my friend, inaccurate? Just, yeah. Didn't know any of this, actually. Am I doing illegal lotteries on YouTube for children? Inaccurate, actually. A hospital employee told us, I'm aware of 3 or 4 hospital evacs today. Overnight shift said it was insane, so not sure if or how many hospital evacs were there. Production is a shit show and unprepared for the scale, making decisions as they go along. The bare bones medic staff on site is not adequate and were overwhelmed last night. They compete at night. Let me know what you guys think about all of these MrBeast accusations. There's so many coming out. Stay tuned. There's even more stuff coming. I talked to Dogpack, one of the MrBeast employees behind the scenes, and yeah, he's cooking, man. He's cooking. All right, plenty more to come, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Twisps.